And Sunday afternoon, Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, the professional football debut of the most heralded quarterback in years, Doug Flutie, out of Boston College's first pro game for the New Jersey Generals. Flutie had a rough first half. This play typical. The 5'9" and 3/4-inch quarterback has his pass batted down by 6'5" Doug Smith. Meanwhile, Joe Cribbs gave Birmingham a 14-7 lead at halftime. Flutie finished an 0 for 7 first half by throwing this interception to former CFL and Denver Gold star David Dumars, and the Stallions were up by 7 at the half. Third quarter, Cliff Stout had a fine game, dumps it off to Earl Gant, who barely hangs on, and then scores the touchdown, 28-7 Birmingham. With the score 31-14, Doug Flutie came on, rolls left, hits Danny Knight to make it 31-21, but there would be no Flutie miracle in Legion Field on this day. Following a Doug Flutie interception, Cliff Stout, under heavy pressure, connecting with former Steeler teammate Jim Smith, a 44-yard touchdown. The Birmingham Stallions win it by 10. Doug Flutie, though, was upbeat in the locker room.
I felt throughout the ball game that I was comfortable. I knew what I was looking for. I knew what I was doing. I just didn't feel like I was throwing the ball well. You know, I tried to drill the ball in there and it would ride high on me, or try to touch the ball in there and it would carry too far over someone's head. And finally, I got it together. You know, I guess it's like a little switch. You turn it on, and I wish I knew how to control it, but you can't control it. It just happens.
Well, the Generals hope it happens on Friday night on ESPN in Orlando. Meanwhile, the Stallions win the first battle this year, 38-28. Speaking of the Orlando Renegades, last Saturday night, live on ESPN, the Renegades were wiped out by Gary Anderson and the Tampa Bay Bandits. Why do I say Gary Anderson and the Bandits? Well, here goes Gary, 68 yards and a touchdown on the night. Gary Anderson rambled for 143 yards and scored not one, not two, but 4 touchdowns. Gary Anderson, number 43, the former All-American out of Arkansas. Later in this same second quarter action we're taking a look at, Gary Anderson would go around left end for his third touchdown of the game as the Bandit rides off into the darkness at Tampa Stadium. As I said, Gary Anderson ended up with a big night, 4 touchdowns, 143 yards, and the Bandits won it big, 35-7. Tampa Bay will entertain the Houston Gamblers on Sunday. Sunday afternoon at the Oakland Coliseum in California, Bobby Hebert led the Oakland Invaders to a victory. First quarter, Hebert to former Michigan Panther teammate Derek Holloway. Remember, the Invaders have merged with the Panthers in the offseason. That catch made it 7-0 Oakland. In the fourth quarter, we're tied at 10, but Bobby Hebert lights up the scoreboard again to Anthony Carter. Great catch under great coverage, but Carter hauls it in. Bobby Hebert, 4 touchdowns on the day. The Oakland Invaders beat the Denver Gold 31-10. Surprising the champion Baltimore Stars, but Jacksonville suffered another crushing injury. As we go to the highlights, things began terribly for the Bulls. Watch Bill Hardy of the Philadelphia Stars, number 21, coming in untouched on the safety blitz. He hits Brian Sipe. A complete shoulder separation, may be gone for the year. Third quarter, tied at 6. Robbie Mafu's now in at quarterback to Marvin Lewis. The Bulls lead by a touchdown. Meanwhile, Brian Franco, Jacksonville's place kicker, 5 field goals. This one good from 51 yards away at 16-6 Bulls. Now, the Bulls' defense was tough as well. Chuck Fusina would be sacked here. He suffered a sprained right thumb. On the next play, his thumb must have been hurting him because he gets picked off, and the Bulls go on to upset the Baltimore Stars in Jacksonville, and the 51,000 plus love it. The final 22-14. You'll see the Jacksonville Bulls next Monday night on ESPN. Sunday afternoon in Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. Frank Kush returning to Arizona. With the score 6-0 Arizona Outlaws, Marcus Dupree gives Portland Breakers a 1-point lead on an 11-yard TD run. Tragedy struck Portland later on. First, Carl Allen comes up with his big interception late in the fourth quarter to stop a Portland drive. That set up this 43-yard field goal by the Arizona Outlaws rookie Luis Zendejas. The All-American out of Arizona State, kicking in his old college stadium, was 3 for 3, and the Outlaws needed every point. More tragedy for Dick Torrey and the Portland Breakers. Here goes Marcus Dupree turning to left end, but his left knee is hit by a would-be helmet. He is gone for the year. Knee ligament damage. The Breakers lose the game. More importantly, they lose a great running back, and Marcus Dupree in Arizona wins it by a count of 9-7. But the game they're all talking about, Sunday afternoon, L.A. Memorial Coliseum, Jim Kelly and the Houston Gamblers against Steve Young and the L.A. Express. Record-setting day for Kelly. Coming out, 1-yard TD pass to Ricky Sanders, and the best is yet to come, 7-0 Houston. Third quarter, 13-9 Houston. Steve Young says, oh yeah, watch this. He hooks up with JoJo Townsell. Steve Young had a good day, threw for 255 yards, and watch the moves by the former UCLA wide receiver, JoJo Townsell, gives the LA Express a 16-13 lead. Fourth quarter, LA leading 33-20, but Kelly and the Gamblers are coming on. Kelly rolls right, connecting with Vince Corville, a 20-yard TD toss with 3 minutes left. It's 33-27 LA. Then with a minute and a half to go, Kelly to Ricky Sanders again. Third touchdown of the day for Sanders, 5th on the day for Kelly, a Pro Football record 574 yards passing on 35 out of 54. Jim Kelly is something else, but he gives much of the credit to his teammates.
Along with me, there's 10 other people who did it, and the offense line did a great job. The receivers caught the ball, and you know, some situation you can have a receiver wide open and drop the ball, and I'm just happy as heck. I can't believe it.
Tell us about that third touchdown.
Hey, it was just a streak route. You know, all four of us was going deep, and I had the option of running, going a streak or post, and I ran a post, and Jim was like, he saw what I was doing.
If people didn't enjoy this game, they're dead. They don't like football, because what else could you have? This is great one. A lot of action right from the start.
A lot of action, I should say. Houston Gamblers win it by a point, 34-33 over the LA Express.